Hi. So when I started editing the first episode of the podcast, I realized that I never filmed or planned an intro for this thing. So here we are. This podcast series will just be me inviting a bunch of different kinds of people that I have met throughout the years and just talking about a bunch of stuff and essentially just have fun. And if you're interested in my life or want to know more about it, feel free to follow along. I hope you have fun.
Oh, 100% we are wrapping up. It'll probably be two episodes if we wrap up by 3 o'clock. I don't know
Hey.
how much I want to put in one. Hey, yeah, why not? Why the fuck not? Dating advice from me, who knows a lot about it, and you, who have been in two relationships.
Two, two.
Two.
They both ended pretty badly.
Bad.
The first
Oh,
one,
no.
less so, because I'm still friends with that person to this day.
Oh.
And we
You
were pretty
think
mature about it.
you think people who date can be friends? Well, you are, so you probably think they
Yes,
can.
I do. But at the same time, I think there have to be special conditions for that. Because with my first relationship, first and foremost, we were friends. We were
Okay,
friends
yeah.
first for like many years and then started dating. You can be friends after a relationship, but there has to be special conditions because we were friends for years before we went out. So it was
Mm-hmm.
easier to recognize that we cared about each other enough to stay friends and it's not awkward that
Yeah.
we're not in a relationship anymore. And then I was saying that my second relationship, we were not friends for as long before we
Yeah.
started going out. And admittedly, like I made some bad calls. I was a pretty bad person in that
We
relationship
all
because
go through stuff.
yeah.
Yeah, we
And
grow,
like
right? As we
we
get, yeah,
do
sorry, go ahead.
grow. We
Yeah.
do grow. And that's what's important. But that one ended with like with breakups, it's always like whoever's doing the breakup is always like, well, I still want to be friends. I feel like you shouldn't say that. I feel like you should
Yeah.
say, let's stay cordial. Like if I see
I'll
you
say
in
hi.
public after we've broken up, of course I'll say hi to you. I'm not gonna ignore you like you don't
Yeah.
exist. But you can't
No,
you
yeah.
can't
Yeah, no.
say it. You can't say I still want to be friends anymore. But I said that and I still feel bad about it.
No, it's okay. You just were trying, like, if they were still into you, you just were trying, like, maybe we can be in each other's lives still, but like
Yeah,
not much. I don't know. Well, it's okay. Well, now you know.
yeah,
It was a learning experience.
exactly.
Yes. Good job. What about adulthood is more disappointing than child you originally thought?
All
Oh,
right, let me start off with this one so I can give you a really good example.
yes, please.
When I when I was growing up, and I'm imagining adulthood, like I'm imagining like going out, getting to do things, traveling with like a big group of friends, traveling, doing fun things, partying, this, that, and the third. And now that I'm an adult, it's like no one has any time to do that, like as much as we thought we'd be able to. People got work during school, like
Yeah.
there would always be exams and projects, and like you only got to hang out with people if y'all were working on the same project together or working together. Like,
Yeah.
so I'm just some days it's like really I'm just alone. And I'm like, damn, well, I gotta get this work done. So let's just get it done. And I could
Yeah.
text people, but they got their own stuff going on. So they might not text back immediately like I want. So it's just kind of
Yeah.
like, damn. So that's like a big disappointment for adulthood for me.
Oh, that's yeah. Oh, wow. Now, but when you were talking about like traveling and doing all these fun stuff, also with time, the money is a big thing. I used to be like, when I grow up, I'm gonna make sure that I have so much money and I'm gonna have so much time to just travel and do all these fun things. And it's just not that easy. It's not like just you grow up and do shit and you have money. It's just
Exactly. Exactly.
yeah,
It just
time.
sucks. It's
Yeah,
like,
it
man.
does. Yeah, that's one of the main reasons why I just like did not want to stay in the US because I didn't want to like fall into the work life, like 40 hours a week thing.
Yeah.
Really wanted that freedom, like to be able to do what I want to do, stuff like that. So I'm very grateful to be living with my parents, and so because they are
Hmm.
like giving me so much freedom to do whatever I want. In the US, like people, everyone is doing like either part-time. Pretty much everyone is doing either part-time, full-time job, and like they're all respecting each other about it even. And here
Yeah.
it's bad because people have this standard, because if you are like if you are living up in like a different kind of if in a certain kind of lifestyle. So if I have like a comfortable lifestyle and my parents are well off and we are kind of well off, you can't
Yeah.
really do a part-time job in a restaurant because people will talk shit about you and they'll judge you a lot. Because how can you be doing that when you have a college degree and like you're living in a nice house? It's not your place because
Yeah.
you're well off, I guess. Am I making sense?
You are making sense. And
Okay.
it's kind of a bummer to see that exists over there for y'all. Because that you do find that in the US, but like you said earlier, like it's just not as common. But like
Yeah.
for it to be more common over there is like, why? Why are we being mean to people?
Any other things that you can think of about on this disappointing like adulthood? What else? Well, other than there are
I'm,
some things. Oh, go ahead.
I, we were just talking about it, but relationships, like growing
Yes.
up, as a kid, you see all these things from like movies, and maybe if your parents happen to be in a happy relationship or like older siblings, whatever, have it. But like you're such a romantic as a
Yeah.
child, and like you're like, I'm gonna find someone and it's gonna be fucking perfect. You hear stories of like high school sweethearts, or even more rare, middle school sweethearts, like childhood friends that fell in love
Damn.
and they just
Yeah.
get married. And then you get to adulthood and you try dating for yourself, and it's like, this is confusing and complex, and emotions suck.
Yeah, they
So
fucking do. They're the worst. They're the worst.
no
If I
one
have
really
alcohol,
prepares you for it.
yeah, they don't really. Yes, that's like a big thing. Like nobody, especially in this generation, I guess, it's very difficult to find nice people who really want the same kind of relationship. Oh, that reminds me. Damn. Okay, so the guy who told me, okay, the guy I was talking about on my like the 21st birthday thing, now he's in a relationship with a girl in Ohio. It's like okay, so I saw him get in a relationship like after even like a little few months. It
Yeah.
was it, and then that was a whole thing because I was like,
Was
maybe
it
there's something wrong with me. Who knows? Or maybe he just likes specific kind of girls, or I don't know.
was it before he graduated that he got into a relationship?
That's a great question. I don't think so. But
Okay.
then
Because that would suck more.
that yeah, it still sucks, Madison.
It was at this moment that he knew. He fucked up.
No, no.
Oh shit. Oh shit. This has to stay in the video, by the way.
No,
It has
gonna
to. You're not allowed to edit that out. Oh my god. I gotta go get in contact with Madison. I'm like, hey man,
no,
they still, you don't even have dreads anymore and they still get us mixed up.
no, I know you're the man. No, it's just oh my god. Damn. I also think some of the white peoples look identical. Sorry, that's not in no.
I think that too about some people.
They
I
just
feel like
like
every race does that with the other races.
yeah, it's there are some people who just like it's there are other people who also think the same thing. So it's like not just me, right? I think. Oh,
Yeah,
sorry.
it's not.
Okay. I only talk about him. I only talk about the guy with Madison. So
Yeah.
I don't know. Damn.
Look, I get it. Don't worry. I forgive you.
No.
But whoever sees this might not forgive you.
Oh God.
They're
No.
like, dang.
No, do you
Oh
actually
my,
forgive
Kushi
me? It's
does
so
that?
it.
That's
Oh
crazy.
God. Wait, no, do
I
you?
forgive you. I
Okay,
I
are you
forgive
sure?
you.
I'll cry about it
Yes.
later. But okay, I'm sorry.
Don't
Damn.
cry about it.
Damn,
Look,
bro.
Kushi, you gotta understand. I know that you have a fucking heart of gold, with people. Okay, so I know you're not
Thanks.
doing it maliciously, and you're fine.
Thank you. Thank you. Appreciate it.
Yeah,
Thank you. Okay, I think, sorry. Or maybe he just has fetish
she's doing
about black
research.
people. He has a lot of black friends.
It. What is he?
He's not black, he's white. I thought he was Asian.
Mm,
He looked a
mm,
little bit Asian, bro. I'm
mm.
not even gonna lie. I'm
He
Asian, so
could. He.
I can say this, but he looked a little bit Asian.
Yeah. He could have. He could have a type. Maybe he just is into black culture more and black people. That happens. That's a topic all in of itself. People who like when
Or
they
very
get into the dating pool, they only date a
date
specific
specific guy, yeah.
race. It's weird. I don't. It's problematic. Is what it is. It's problematic. And even if it's their same race, like say it was a white guy who's like, I only date white girls, that's problematic too. Like
Yeah,
people
like
who are
what?
like, I'm gonna limit my scope in the dating pool. We got billions of people on this earth, and you're like, I will only date this race. That's weird. That's
I
weird.
know. Do you believe in soulmates?
That I used to, but I don't anymore.
Yeah, same. The films make you feel kind of like, okay, there's just one right person for you. Or maybe, I don't know, some other things.
Yeah,
I feel like there are so many people in the world. You're gonna like vibe with pretty much like so many, like probably like, I don't know, depending on how nice you are and how nice your personality is, maybe like
yeah,
more than 50%. So like you can't really marry or stay like, yeah, all of them.
that's
That's all
true.
I, yeah. Yeah,
So
that's
you're
pretty.
like, it makes more sense to you that there's not one person destined for you, but like there's many people in the world that could be that person.
Yes, but I gotta like
Okay.
make sure that I'm sure with whoever I'm like, if I ride with 10 people and if they are all here, I need to make sure that I choose the right one. Whoever, like,
Yeah,
they're not gonna be perfect. I'm gonna match with them, like vibe with them on different levels, right? One will I like will have a same, I don't know, food choices or like values or stuff like that, and that's also on all on spectrum because we may have same food taste, but we may not have like same 100% of the values, if I'm making sense. Some same kind of values.
yeah,
You just gotta prioritize and like choose what's more important than the other. And just try it out, I guess. YOLO it. Like I'm here for now. After graduation, I've been like this whole different person that is all for experiences. Well, I just want to
hmm,
try this out. I just want to see how it works. I'll have more
yeah,
experiences to talk about in the future. This funny thing happened with the guy. He was pain in the butt for sure, but now I have a story because I know, like, because if it were like
dying.
a year or two ago, it would have been, I would have just like went with it because I would have been too nice to like break his heart or whatever.
Yeah, yeah.
And now I just don't care. Like, if we are not vibing, we are just not vibing. Stop forcing
Whoa,
it. Stop forcing
whoa.
it. Like, not you. Just,
Yeah,
I,
yeah.
I,
I know,
I
not
don't
me, but
say
I'm
that
like,
stuff. I'm nice
God
about it. I
damn.
promise. Promise. I'll
You're like,
share.
now I just don't care.
Not that much. I used to care a lot, bro. It was bad. It's unhealthy.
No, it's definitely good to get into a state where you care less, even though that sounds harsh, but it's just so freeing for your
Yeah,
own
it's like I
peace of
can't.
mind.
We can't really go around caring about everyone. It's like
Exactly.
if everyone starts just caring enough about themselves, we are all gonna be happy. If
That's
I
true.
make sense. Yeah,
I,
yeah. Wisdom from Kushi. Sign up for 5.99. I don't know, 10 minutes or something.
You better start selling classes, or someone's got to reserve a spot. They hop in Zoom with
I'd
you
be
for
so
10
down.
minutes.
I'd be so down to do a therapy with someone, like just talk about my feelings and like maybe like yeah, just as like a talking session. Just
Yeah.
that.
I
But
mean,
getting
a lot
paid.
of people already pay for that. Like people, it's not always like a dating thing or like a sugar daddy, sugar mama thing. Sometimes people just pay to talk to people,
Yeah,
maybe
it's
about their problems or whatever. You got to think a lot of people who go to bars to drink to escape their
yeah,
issues get drunk and just talk to the bartender. Like
yeah,
they're literally paying to speak to someone. Like
yeah.
it's pretty wild.
Damn, that kind of sounds like a dream job. I don't know. No, I like talking to people. I also like alcohol, so.
Yeah. Oh my god, yo, Kushi's drunk talks. You just have your guests, both of you have a drink. You just kind of drink and talk and just see where it goes.
That hey, that'll be 10.99,
10
and plus
you
you
gotta
cover
pay for
my
the alcohol
alcohol.
somehow.
Yeah, that's
Oh
true.
my
And I'm
goodness.
also in a dry state, so like they also gotta
That's
get
true.
me permit or get me out of the state.
Yeah.
Then I'll do it for 5.99. Who knows, right? Wait, you were talking about my alcohol first time drinking story. Well, the first time you saw me drunk.
Yes. The first time I saw you drunk. So it was after an agenda episode. It was one of the
Oh,
rare it was one of the rare ones where I think I got Will to come because
oh,
that's not really a scene. He's cool, but like
yeah, yeah.
that's not
Bar
really a
good stuff,
scene,
yeah.
but whatever.
Oh, the Eurogyro. Yeah, okay, gotcha.
Yeah, we were at Eurogyro. This was a day when a lot of people went. Like,
It must have been a good
mm,
show, or like someone was graduating or something. I don't know.
definitely. Because like
Yeah.
even Garrett showed up to like chill. So
Okay.
anyway,
Okay.
I have a drink. You came to Eurogyro from somewhere else. Like you came back to Eurogyro that night and met up with us again.
Oh,
And you were
wait.
gone. You were gone. You were so drunk. But
Wait,
because I'm just playing
was I already
what?
drunk when I got there? Was I already? Yeah.
Yes.
Oh,
You were already drunk when you got there. I
okay.
forget who you came with, but you were already drunk.
Cyrus or something, or
Anyway,
I don't know.
Cyrus was there. Yeah. Cyrus was
Who
there
would
that
I
day.
have been out with, bro, other than
I think it
Lily or
I think it was Lily. Because I
yeah,
think it was you and Lily who came back. Because of course Lily came to meet up with Tony.
yeah.
But anyway, you were gone. I'm over here. I'm just playing because Garrett brought his Switch and like I had a drink, but I didn't have that much money, so I didn't have another drink. And I'm like,
Yeah.
that table over there is talking loud, and some guys are playing pool, and I didn't want to play pool, so I'm like, Garrett, let's play a game. So we're
Okay.
playing Moncala, and you come to sit by Garrett, and you just start cussing at that motherfucker. It's like, do it, win, beat this fucker. And then you turn to me and you're like, Damani, you can do so much better than that. Get him. And I'm just like, why is she so loud? And then Cyrus was explaining to me that like this is Kushi when she's drunk. Like
Yeah.
she's loud, she's having a good time.
Yeah, hell, oh my God. Damn.
And I don't want to blame you because I lost. Garrett is really good at Moncala. But I am going to blame you that I lost because I was so frazzled by you screaming at me by losing. Like every time Garrett.
That was me trying that you win by being under pressure. I was trying to help you, okay? It's not my fault that you didn't know how to play. That reminds me, you're
I
very.
what?
Go ahead.
I was just going to say, I know how to play Moncala.
Do you? Do
Yes,
you though?
you were stressing me out.
No,
That's
I
all I
was
have to
trying to make you
say.
feel under pressure so you do better. You know how that works?
I do well under pressure during like a
Hmm.
test and something else, but not during a slow game like Moncala. Oh my God. You were putting me under pressure and I made silly mistakes. And then Garrett just got all the fucking points. I'm like, fuck. It was like
I would do
three
that
times I
again
tried
any day.
beating him.
I would
Three
do that
times, and
again any day. Yep.
every time you got louder and more aggressive. I'm like, this is great. This is good. Because it was a fun time.
Damn.
Like I wasn't annoyed. I was having a great
Thank
fucking
God.
time.
Whew, we
Yeah.
would have not have been friends if you were. I don't know how I am when I'm drunk. I don't like I know I'm loud and shit, but like I don't remember. I don't know, you know. If someone were to
Got you,
be
got you.
like that with me, I'd probably not be friends with them because I'm like, bro, you're too much to handle when you're drunk. Just shut up and sit and drink. But I never throw up, okay? I have never thrown
That's
up.
good.
Fun fact, when I'm drunk. I've never been too drunk to not remember anything. Even I remember everything. Either I remember everything or I just remember bits and pieces, but I still
Right.
remember shit.
Good.
But yeah.
Try to keep it that way, because I've gotten so drunk once where I spent the next day throwing up, and it's just not
Oh,
fun.
oh.
It's just not fun.
Have you done anything stupid when you're drunk other than something like, well, me when I did that?
Ever done something stupid? I think
Yeah.
was like drinking more. Like, okay. Um, there was we had a friend's family member. We were just having a
Okay.
gathering, just like a night outing, and uh they introduced me to a much stronger, intense version of Don Julio. That's a tequila. I love
Okay.
Don Julio. It's great. Tequila is my favorite drink, actually, but it's called Don Julio 70. And it was a
Okay.
silver, it was a clear. Very good, but very strong. And I
Oh,
made the dumb decision while I was sober, by the way, because I was excited to be invited and having a good time, that like the guy who brought it, I was like, hey, you want to get lit today? I'll get lit with you. Cause like we all had stuff to do tomorrow, but like not as intense. So I'm like,
okay. Why
I'll
not?
be your drinking buddy, bro. When you take a shot, I'll take a shot. We'll have a good time.
Oh,
That man has more than 20 years of experience on me.
oh, no.
So I was,
Oh,
this is just me starting to drink. I'm a fool. I don't know what I'm getting into. And but I did it, and no one
okay,
stopped
okay.
me. And
Oh,
I
God
respect them for
damn.
not stopping me, because
Okay.
I had to learn. I had to learn the
Okay,
hard
that's
way to
true.
not
Yeah.
don't play with the big kids like that if you ain't ready.
Yeah, that's true. Yeah.
So there was that, and then there was another time where we were celebrating with he's kind of like my long lost uncle, but he's not lost. It's just that him and my mom haven't been in contact for a long time,
Okay.
but
Yeah.
they've reconnected, and he lives closer to town, so we've been hanging out more. He was having a housewarming party, got a new place, very nice. He had a
Okay.
very strong tequila that I'd never seen or heard of before, but it was very
Try it.
smooth.
Okay.
So I tried it, I liked it, and he started bragging. He's like, man, you can't drink me under the table. I do this, and I'm like, oh yeah. All right, let's keep having drinks.
Love
This is a
it.
full this is an entire wait,
Bob.
this is
Oh, like 1 liter? More?
more than 1 liter. I think it was a
One and a half,
hundred
two?
1,500 milliliters.
Oh, okay. Yeah.
So between me, my uncle, my dad, and my mom, we all have a shot, have a second, and then it's just me, because I'm like, here, let's have another. And uncle's like being a host. He's doing things, he's cooking. He's not caught up to me. I'm like 4 shots ahead of him, and I'm still telling him to go. I basically drank the whole bottle on my own, which is just a mistake. Don't do that.
Oh my God.
I
I
just
can't
kept
imagine
going.
how unhydrated must have been after
It was
that.
it was bad. It was the whole
Damn.
next day I was suffering. I couldn't even like really move out of my bed. It was bad,
Damn.
but
I'm,
it was fun.
I'm,
And
it does
now I know
sound
never
like
to do that again.
learning experience.
All right, so books. I got quite a few books here. I used to hate reading because I used to get lost in the pages. Like I'd have to like read paragraphs like 5 times to like understand what I just read. But now that I'm older, it's like I love a good book. Just getting into it. I get lost a little. I think I still prefer like fiction stuff than like
100%.
nonfiction stuff, but nonfiction stuff is fun to read sometimes because I like learning stuff.
Yeah. I've never read nonfiction. I feel the same kind of. Well, growing up, I always used to just read textbooks and shit. And I
Mhm.
was not very interested in studying that much. So like that makes sense that we got lost, I guess. I want to say I started reading when I was in the US at like tw summer of 2021. I like a lot of I have liked a lot of guys in my life, man. There was this
There's nothing wrong with
guy.
that.
Yeah, yeah, I never acted on it because I was too scared. don't have experience. Well, you can like 100 people. It's fine. It's fine. Not that's too much.
There's no consequence to having a crush on someone. There's
That's
no
true.
consequence. Yeah,
That's true. As long as you're not like weird about it or whatever.
exactly.
But they used to go to the Kent library to read. I saw a book with them the one time, and I was like, I just want to talk with them. So I was like, I'm interested. Tell me about the book and stuff. And they told me that they went to the Kent library after pretty much every show to read. I don't know, get more books and stuff like that. I was like, okay, sounds fun. I also got a card. In hope to maybe see them there or
Yeah.
maybe have something in common to talk about. But hey, I got into reading. I started reading romance fiction. I've always been into romance is like one of my favorite, yes, favorite genres. I've been hopeless romantic my whole fucking life. I don't regret it. I like it. It's fun. Um,
It is
yeah,
fun.
yeah, it is fun. Yes, it makes you feel things that you don't think you could ever feel, man. It's too much sometimes. I'm reading this book and I'm like, I'm just so happy, and it makes me feel so good about love. Like I'm
Yeah.
like, even I hope to experience this one day, but like even if I don't have this now, I'm okay as long as like I can feel
Mm.
shit. Feel stuff. Yeah.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
that's that. They were not even that big of a crush, but I drink water or alcohol. I don't know.
You know what? I could go get some alcohol right now, but I feel like that'd be unfair to you.
It will. Please don't do it. I'll be so
I
fucking
won't do
jealous.
it. I won't do it.
Okay. So yeah, then that's when I started reading for real. Fiction, romance, that's it. Uh, I still use those cards online for online books. I got another one when I moved to Northfield because my sister
Mm.
used to work in Cleveland, so that was the middle where we stayed. But I use both those cards online. It's audiobooks. Yeah, I was very much into audiobooks when uh, I was in college because the transport that took a long time. So I'd be like,
Yeah.
may as well finish a couple chapters. That was so much fun, man. So I love, yeah. I don't know if I'm like I I have started reading a couple of nonfiction books. Those are like just life learning, life experience, or
Yeah.
yeah, life lessons. There's this one book called How to Not Give a Fuck or something.
I think I've heard of that book.
Yeah, and I'm like I was just curious because I've heard about it so much that I just want to try it.
I feel like to in the book section, just like read. Just go read something. It feels
Yeah,
good. Like,
does. Just like you,
I don't know.
if you don't know what you like, you just may as well just like walk around the store, read about the book section, and you'll find out if you are interested in something or intrigued, I guess, about a story, a love
Yeah.
story. I don't know, maybe. Yeah,
Read people read more. I'm staring directly at the camera at this point.
yeah.
Read, go read.
Go fucking read. It'll make you look smart, or you'll get more people to date because if you
What
right.
what kind of motivation is that?
What do you
What do you say?
if someone's like desperately so single and they're like,
Whoa.
I hate reading, I just don't want it. If you want people to date, read and put it on your little bio, or yeah, read different kinds of books. That also helps you with minds. I don't know. That will also help you like develop your mind and stuff, but at the
It's
same
healthy.
time you'll have a lot of different topics to talk on about with the people that you go on dates with or just hook up with, whatever you want. Read.
Next, unexpected interests that kind of like a hobby that you didn't know you'd fall into. It's funny that you wrote drums question mark because I do have the origin story of how I started drumming.
Yes, that's
I
why.
feel like
That's
that'll
what.
be good to talk about.
Yes, sir.
Uh, so the company that I drum for is called Chasan West African Dance Institute. Their home
Okay.
base is in Columbus. They've been doing it for 20 years now.
Wow.
More like 21, but 20 years. Started in 2000.
Mm.
Um, and what they do is just, they dance and drum based off of rhythms, traditional rhythms and choreography from like Mali, Senegal, Ghana,
Ooh. Okay.
Guinea-Bissau, like all West African nations.
Okay. Yeah.
And what we do is we bring that to the community of Columbus because you have the company side and then you have the community side. And I
Mm-hmm.
started in the community because they do classes for like children from ages 4 to like 16 and also adults. So you can take a class, do some dancing or do some drumming. And a
Ooh.
little cousin of mine was doing the dancing. So we would go and we'd watch her perform because at the end of every like season where they do the community classes, they put on a little show, a little concert to show what
Oh, okay.
everyone did.
Yeah.
What's cool about that is that they get to do their concert on the big stage. Like it's really nice and
Ooh.
neat.
Yeah. That's so
We
professional.
go, exactly. We go and we, show support for my little cuz during during a segment of the show where my little cousin isn't performing, I like go to the lobby because I want some water and I want to use the restroom.
Yeah.
And there's an older woman out there just kind of chilling.
Okay.
And when I'm like, hello, and she's like, hi, how are you? And I'm like, I'm good. So of course I stop to speak to this woman.
Yeah.
She's like, so when are you gonna get up there and drum? And I'm like, oh, I don't know about that. Like, it's interesting, but like, I don't know. And she's like, well, how about you come next season and see if you like it? And I was like, okay, I'll do it. Come to find out, that woman is the mother of our director still to this day. So just
Wow.
she just scouted me like that. And I loved it so much. Like I did a good job during the rehearsals throughout the entire season, and then when it came to the showcase, I did pretty good. But
Yeah.
after the kids go, after the adult community and everyone goes, then it's the company's turn to show what they've been working on.
Oh.
And the community, like when you're done, you're supposed to go into the seating area. You go
Yeah.
back to your family so you can watch the company do what they do. I didn't
Okay.
go back to the seats. I just stayed in the wings of the stage and I was just staring at them drumming. Like, I'm like, whoa,
You
this
were
is,
that fascinated, or are you were
yes. I
okay,
was
okay,
just
okay,
that into it. But
okay,
also no one told me to go back to the seats. No one
okay.
told me.
Oh,
So I'm just standing there like, well, I guess I'll watch the show from here. And my drum instructor saw that and it was like, he wants this. And so they invited me into the
oh,
company. Like, and I've been there ever since.
that's amazing. It's like kind
Yeah,
of meant to be. It sounds like.
it worked out. And like I love it. Drumming is so important to me. Yeah. Yeah.
Oh, wow. That's awesome. I wish I had a hobby like that. I don't.
You
You
can
know me
still
that.
find one. You could find one. Because it's like
Strip
you gotta
dance.
think.
I don't.
Maybe. Who knows? But like stuff like that always hits you by surprise. Like you're never ready for it, but once it enters your life, if you're like, I want to keep doing this, like it just kind of happens naturally that way.
When
Yeah,
was that? How old were you?
I was 12 when that happened.
Damn.
I was
Good
like,
for
dang,
you,
okay,
man.
thank you. And it like
Yeah.
it's great because since I got to stay with them, I got to do really cool things. Like we've performed in New York and Las Vegas, and that's just those are fun trips.
Oh, I'm sure. You must have met
Yeah.
like seen so many nice things and cool people. And it's the
We have
experience even.
we have met really cool people. Okay, this is full bragging,
Okay,
but
get ready.
there's a man, get ready. There's a man by the name of Masamba. He is an
Masamba.
OG drummer from back in the day. Good luck spelling his name because I don't know how to spell it. But
Masava in Tor,
is that him?
right? Wait.
If you could send me a picture and I
Yes.
could confirm yes or not.
I may as well just share the screen if that's possible. Yeah,
True.
here, right?
Let me see. Hold on. It is not up yet.
What about now?
No, that's
No?
not him. That's not him.
Well, just Masamba? Oh, this?
There he is. Oh my
Okay.
God, there's that man. This
He's
man,
a nice smile.
this man is amazing. Okay, he is amazing at
Yeah.
what he does. He's a master drummer. And what's cool is that he has done the music for the drumming pieces in Black Panther. We've
Yeah.
performed with that man on stage.
You with
We
him?
performed with we've performed with him on stage multiple times, and he went to Vegas with us. He was there on that trip.
Damn, that's
Or
so
wait,
cool.
he was either the Vegas trip or the New York trip. I don't remember. But he's awesome. He's just a cool dude. He loves drumming. He's taught us like so much. And like he complimented one of my old hoodies. Like it was like really cute, had like a little octopus on it. He
Oh,
stopped me like dead in the middle of rehearsal and was like, "That's a nice hoodie." I'm like,
this
"Thank
is
you."
this is gonna be the one that I die in. Thank you so much.
And he's
Oh,
funny too, because like when we were all boarding the plane, like I walked up to him and I'm like, "Hey, Masama, we're about to board. Where are you going?" And he's like, "Oh, I'm getting on the plane now." Because he had like easy boarding, so he didn't have to wait like us peasants. So
oh,
I don't know, just like it's cool that because I took the
yeah,
older
that's
woman's offer. We call her Nana, by the way. It's
crazy.
Mama Gigi. But
Oh,
because I took her offer, I got awesome opportunities like that. And I'm like,
that sounds
that's
awesome.
cool, man. That's cool.
I'm jealous a little bit, but good for you. Good. That sounds great. Oh,
Thank you. Thank
I have
you.
never met a cool person. I saw this one TikToker once at an airport, but I didn't like her, so that was
Mm,
it. But it's just I was like, oh, she, yikes. Then we were, yeah,
damn.
no,
What was she
yeah,
just being like rude in the airport or something?
no, I just don't like
Oh,
her.
you just don't like
She's
her.
very pretentious. You can just, I'm very good at like reading people, except the
Yeah.
guy that I went out with. Well, not really went out because it was not a date because he did not buy me food, and I was not good at reading that thing because I
Right.
really wanted to work out. But overall, I'm like decent at telling people if they're like we are vibing or if we have a yeah, if they're genuinely a nice person.
Yeah.
That's it.
Yeah.
So and I could just tell by looking at her, I was like, no, she's just so pretentious, little bit.
Mm.
Yeah.
Damn, were you about to call her a little bitch? Is that what you just said?
You called it. I did not. I was gonna
Okay,
call her a
okay.
baby, little baby.
Oh, a baby. I don't believe you for a second.
You should not. That was a fucking bad lie. That was so bad.
I can't believe you spelled Masamba correctly. You go. Literally amazing.
Thank you. Yeah, it's not. Yeah, it's not that difficult. It's fine.
You say
Masamba.
that, but I've said simpler words to people and they have failed to spell it. Okay. I don't want to get my hopes
Like
up too
what?
high.
Give me an example.
The word wind,
Win?
like the air blowing in the wind.
Wind. Oh. Wind. Well, I learned it. I
Yes.
remember. What else
That's
can
what it
they think
is.
of? Can they think of VIND? What? Weed? Did they think of weed?
No,
How did they spell it?
they spelled it with an E. W
VEDE? Oh,
no
sorry,
W E
WEEDE.
N D. Wind.
No.
W end.
Okay. They're stupid.
Okay.
They're stupid.
Look, exactly. So, like, if we have a simple word like wind, and this is a
Yeah.
native English speaker, by the way, that I asked this to. Maybe
Damn.
they were just having a bad day. I don't know, but
Yeah, maybe they were too drunk or too tired. I don't know, something like
they genuinely thought WEND. I'm like, okay.
that. Fun. Good, good. Bad for them, I guess. What was their major? That also, well, or they
This
wait.
was this was before college. This was in high
Okay.
school.
Were they, can I ask their ethnicity? Would it be rude? I don't know.
White.
Okay. So they didn't really know any other languages. I was trying to think if they like were they were they were like dual speaker, right? What?
Right. If that was the
Yeah, it's
case, if that was the case, I wouldn't have brought up that example. But because they were a native English speaker and they're just white and like English is just their thing, I'm like, man,
just
that's
their
rough.
thing. I love how you said it. Yeah, to white people, just English is your thing, bro. It's just you get it, you know. It's your thing.
Goodness.
It's so funny. Damn. How does it feel to be high? I've never thought about that.
It's hmm.
Hmm.
I would
Something is.
describe it as like floaty. Like you're just kind of like, yeah. And like things feel good. And it really helps me because like this is only self-diagnosed. Do not take this advice to like as a replacement from getting the help you may need. But I have
Yeah.
very heavy anxiety from my mother's side of the family. Like it's there. I've been
Yeah.
dealing with it for many years. But ever since I started um experimenting with edibles now and then, it's like I'm not as anxious. Like I don't
Awesome.
overthink things as much because I'm just like we're enjoying life in the moment. And it's like, yeah, this feels good. It feels nice. Um and what's good about it, since I'm not a smoker, I don't do anything like that. And it's so
Mhm.
rare that I'll have edibles. It's I don't need that much to feel good. Like I
Yeah,
take
it's
one edible and it's
yeah.
just like I'm good. Sometimes for more than 24 hours, like because edible high stays in your body longer than smoking high. But
Oh.
and there's different kinds. Like you can have ones that make you feel energized and like moving and like it just makes you want to dance, even if no music is playing sometimes. That might just be me,
Damn.
but I don't know. And then there's some that I feel like this happens a lot more for people who have medical marijuana, but there's a strand of it that like it makes you sleepy. Like it makes you feel
Yeah.
very relaxed and takes away any body ache you may feel. And it's like, I don't know, it's just really cool that it's there and that
Yeah.
it can do
Helpful.
that
Yep.
for people. Yeah.
That's awesome. Also kind of a little bit scary, but that's awesome. Good for everyone that's
What do you mean scary?
it's helping. Well, like see how it can really okay, if the example you gave were nice, I'm very happy that it's like doing those good things to people. But at the same time, it's scary to see how much a drug can do, right? Like not talking about just like
Yeah.
drugs that we are talking about, like just even medicines or I just thought about that. I was like, wow, that's crazy. It can make you dance without even it's like that sounds like a good time.
Well, it is a very good time. Like it's just think of it like alcohol, because technically that's a drug too. If
Oh
you're a
yeah.
person who's more reserved and maybe nervous and like wouldn't be willing to dance in public,
Yeah.
it just loosens you up. It makes you more willing to be like, I actually don't care what other people think right now. I'm having such a good time that I will go dance or I will do this. Like when I say it makes me dance even when nothing's happening, you got to think I'm a drummer, so there's always a beat going on in my head.
Oh
So
yeah,
I just started drumming or like doing whatever when I'm high, when like nothing is going on, and it's fine.
it does sound fun. Yeah, when you were talking about like the anxiety and stuff, it sounds nice that it relaxes. It kind of sounded like my antidepressants, just yeah, straight up.
Yeah,
But like more
yeah,
fun, I guess.
that's true.
Taylor Swift, yeah. Thoughts.
Thoughts on Taylor Swift?
As
Just
you
in
find,
general?
yeah, please say good stuff. Please
uh,
only say good stuff.
only good stuff. Well, you think you're gonna get canceled if I say something bad about Taylor Swift?
Oh no, I love her. I'm gonna bully you if you don't say
Oh,
good stuff.
really?
Yes,
Okay.
that's how it's gonna happen.
Well, technically, this isn't good, but it's not bad either. I'm
Okay.
not that big of a Taylor Swift fan. I know her work. I know of her. Obviously, she's really hot and popping.
As you should,
But
yeah.
I I'm not exactly a fan. I don't hate her, but her music isn't always my favorite, you know?
Yeah, okay.
You're really doing a good job keeping it together right now.
I'm not, man. I want to say a lot of stuff. I don't want-
Say
No,
it,
like
say it.
okay, and then I want to ask you, like, have you heard? Wait, how do you? Well, have you heard of her? Like, do you hear? Have you heard of her music? Do you
I've
hear?
heard her music on the radio. I have friends who play her music a lot. Like, it's good music.
Mm.
It's just not my favorite, you know?
Okay, yeah, fair. As long as you don't hate her, I don't hate you. Yeah, it's
Why would I hate her?
I don't know. There are just people who I even on my like dating apps right now. I'm like whenever I see someone like shitting on Taylor Swift, and I'm like, what did she do to you? Like they just hate that she makes music on like
Mm.
her past relationships or shit. I don't I don't know. But
So
no,
it's just
you're chill.
it's just people like, are they just mad that she's successful? Like, do they say she's like overrated or stuff like that?
Yes, overrated. Also
Okay.
that the way she hates men, and I'm like she never said that. Like she's like yeah, she's dating men, so like she probably must not hate them. Like that's what it's yeah, they're like if you like Taylor Swift, please swipe left, and I'm like okay, bye. But
Wow. They say if you like it, don't match with them.
yeah,
That's fucking bold.
and
Wow.
weird. I don't no. I liking Taylor Swift or like not hating her is like a green flag in any person. I think I feel like personally, just personally. Okay, personal thoughts. Now that you ask, but like, bro, it's
Wh-
just
What if you meet someone that doesn't like Taylor Swift because she was mean to them? Do they get a pass?
okay. I would not want to know the whole story. Yes,
But they do get a pass.
they can. Yes, if I know that, like,
Okay.
how they if they
Okay.
can talk, if they'll talk about the whole. Well, being nice is like basic thing. We all want to be that, and
Yeah.
like, yeah. But like if she hasn't been nice to them, did they do something wrong? That depends. Okay. Did they
Oh, okay, okay. So
were they
you
like trolling her or calling her names or bullshitting? Yeah, I don't know,
so
something like that.
you think they are guilty until
No,
proven innocent, and
I wanna know. No, no, no.
Taylor is innocent until proven guilty. That's what you think.
You said it. I did not. Bro, I just want to know the whole story, okay? As simple as that. Like just
Oh
know
man.
both sides. And like
Okay, yeah.
yeah, and then yeah, they can get a pass. I'm not saying they won't. I'm not like hardcore fan. I love her. I love her music. I don't know her all of her songs to be honest. I know
Yeah.
a bunch of them. I don't know all of them, but some of them just hit the spot and they're like you just cry out of nowhere or you just feel happy
Hmm.
like being there or I don't know, a lot of shit.
Cool. Yeah. No, it's good. It's good that you like her. It's good that, it's positive music. for you and that you vibe with the
Yeah.
artist. That's really good.
Yeah, it does.
But
Thank you. Yeah, good for me too. I'm happy about that. Yeah.
it's also good that you have an artist that you like that, as far as I know, is not problematic as a person. Because I feel
Yeah.
like that
Knock on the
happens
wood.
way too often. That like
Yeah.
you really like an artist and then
Kanye. Yeah,
they
we are all thinking of Kanye. Just say it. Just
I'm
say
not talking
it.
about Kanye. I didn't want to bring that up for this video, especially because we're talking about Taylor Swift. I didn't want to bring up Kanye.
Why not? Tell me. Do you like him?
Look, here's the thing. Kanye is an amazing artist who is a troubled soul that they keep putting a camera in front of. I think Kanye needs help, like genuine
Oh,
help.
he does. He
But
fun. Yeah, I agree.
these people keep putting him on camera and recording him, and they're treating him as a
He,
joke when he needs
yeah,
help.
he does.
And it's like,
He also
go
has
ahead.
these many resources and these many platforms that he's also doing that to himself, kind a little bit, where he's just like
For
going to
sure.
Twitter and saying shit and like going on
I
what podcast was it? Andrew Tate or
I
something?
don't remember.
Something.
Was he
I
on
may be
Android? Oh
I don't
man,
know. Maybe
that's
not. Maybe
terrible.
not. Maybe not.
That's
I'm completely
terrible.
wrong. Maybe I don't know. I don't know. I just know that bad. Like I just know a bad podcast, and I just was like, maybe it was them. No, I may
You're
probably
exactly
not.
you're exactly right that like I'm not trying to say that he's not at fault at all, but
Yeah, no,
I
yeah,
there's
I
definitely an
agree.
issue here that like you
Needs
have
to
a
be addressed.
person who is doing all this stuff, and really a lot of it, at least for me, because I didn't follow him that closely, came out of fucking nowhere. And no one's
Yeah,
like, hey, buddy, do you need some help? Do you need to take a break, a hiatus from the internet and like get some shit
yeah.
worked out? No
Therapy.
one,
I don't know
no,
something, anything. Yeah,
they just keep recording them, they keep letting them
the
do this shit, and then everyone's
entertainment.
just mad at them. And I'm like, they're just making money off of this man's like mental issues. Like that's not cool.
Yeah,
But
damn. That's yeah.
the thing it
True.
like I like his music. I like Taylor Swift's music. And
Yeah,
every time that Taylor Swift or Kanye comes up, I hear the thing about like, what was it, the award show where he
yeah,
did the thing and said
yeah.
Beyonce should have won it. And then they just get so mad at each other and they just start arguing. And I'm like, I just wanted to talk about some good music. Like, why do you have to
Oh,
every time it never fails that drama
yeah.
comes up and people are like, fuck Kanye, I hate him because of what he did to Taylor. And then the Kanye
Agree.
people are like, well, fuck Taylor because they hate Taylor's fans. I feel like people who hate Taylor hate her super fans more than they hate her because y'all be aggressive.
Oh, yeah. Well, she is the queen. Well, she's like their
Oh,
lifeline, right? When you what
you
what?
called her the queen? You might want to cut that out. The Beyonce fans are going to come for your neck.
Oh,
You can't call any other female artist queen because the Beyonce fans are crazy as fuck too. And they come at you.
I don't know
See what
about
I
that.
don't
Okay, I don't know much about Beyonce's music. I'm sorry. I deeply apologize. She's so
don't apologize.
pretty. I love her.
They don't they don't deserve the apology because they're
Yeah,
rabid
fuck you.
animals. Well, hold on now. Oh my goodness. But to like end it off, like it's good music. Like if I'm ever in the car and someone puts on some Taylor Swift, I'm gonna be singing along. I know her songs, but it's just like I'm gonna be honest that like if I'm in the DJ in the car or whatever, or I have the aux or whatever, the Bluetooth, I'm probably not gonna play like her songs are not in my
In the
playlist,
yeah, okay,
if
yeah.
that makes
I got you.
sense.
No,
Yeah.
yeah. That's
Same with
okay. We all
Kanye's stuff. Like his stuff isn't in my playlist either, but
good.
I'll be rapping along with some Kanye, bro.
Yeah.
It's good music, but
Yeah, why
I don't
not?
know.
No, I don't like every artist, so like it's okay that others don't too. Okay, I'm not judging
Yeah.
you or anything. No, I used to. Yeah, I'm so glad that you were not there when in SRL. I was I was arguing with Madison and
Uh-oh.
CJ about Kanye
Uh-oh.
and Taylor thing, and I was like, damn, hell no, there's no way you can listen to Kanye here.
That's a losing battle. That's a lose. Don't do it. Don't do it.
I lost. They were like, there were two people. I wish I had like someone like Lily or Kayla there who could help me, but like,
to it's crazy because I feel like a lot of conversations that happen about that Taylor moment are, it's really people who are mad, like support Kanye and what he did. That's a race thing because a white woman got the award when a black woman could have, and
oh,
that's what that conversation might more be about. But then you have the Taylor defenders who don't look at it like that, and
yeah,
they shit on Kanye because you're right, it is a shitty thing to do to a person who just got an award. But
yeah.
maybe Kanye was coming at it from a different angle. It had nothing to do with Taylor, but it was
It was just a
more
black,
directed
yeah.
at like whoever determines who gets those awards. And that's
Mm,
why that's another reason why I really get so uncomfortable when that conversation comes up, because no one's on the same page when they talk about it, and there's just people yelling at each other.
it was bad.
Yeah.
That's a new perspective. I never thought of it that way. It's hard being black, sorry, but like it's
Holy
bro.
fuck. Oh my gosh. You're right, because it is hard being black, especially in America.
Oh, 100%. Damn. And
Because
Karens
I
and
guess
you.
parents and shit like that. This is the last thing I'll add with the Kanye Taylor thing. Like, as Kanye's bad, but he's an amazing artist and he's done a lot for the black community. He has.
Yeah.
No one can argue otherwise. So when we have predominantly white women talking about how Taylor is great, and we're just like, you fucking white women, you don't realize what we're talking about with that, what
Yeah.
that scandal
You
might have been.
don't,
Like, our
they can't really
perspective,
relate.
they can't at all. And then no bridges are
Yeah.
made. It's just broken bridges and people yelling at each other.
Damn. Yeah. You can. Wow. I have a lot to think about.
Hi, thanks for watching.
Excuse me. God, stop. The water. I'm talking to water. Yes. I, I was talking to water. Yes. There's no one here. Okay. It's just.
But
So
like your sister's been sitting there the whole time, just chilling.
don't have to be happy all the time. What? I could not hear you. Wait.
Yes, I'm doing it. I'm doing it. Sorry, what?
What?
Oh, you can't see. I'm being silly because in the reflection of your window, my face is right there. So I was pointing at myself
Sure you
from
were.
the window.
Sure, I
What do you
believe.
mean?
Yeah,
What do
sure.
you mean?
You're just
What was I
high.
doing?
Just accept it, Damani. You're just high.
I'm not.
You just,
I'm not
you
high
just-
right now. I'm actually not high right now. I'm very sober right now. What?
That's me. That's me.
That's-
I'm doing the
I'm
same thing.
there.
What? That's me. You can see my reflection in there, can't you?
That's you.
Yeah,
Yes.
that's me.
But
You
you
see
can
my hair.
also see me.
Yeah.
Wait,
Oh
I think
yeah.
your knee's in the way.
You
Your
can.
knee's in the way.
No, it's
That's
not.
what I was talking about. I
No,
told
that's
you
not.
I'm
Here. Here. You can see it right there.
yeah.
Damn. Yeah. Wait, were
Told
you?
you I'm not high.
Yeah, you're not. Damn.
Goodness.
I didn't know about being a queen. We don't really have a
Mhm.
queen here because she passed last year. But like,
Facts.
oh, damn, we hate England.
Oh. That's right. We hate England. We said it here first.